Hey, everybody, on this episode of Box Office Breakdown, we are back. You probably didn't ask for it, but we did it anyway. We decided to come back and tell you more about this weekend's box office. Let's do it.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Box Office Breakdown. This, as always, is a show where we look back at the box office that was, and then we like to...
Oh, wait, we're going to let her say it.
Oh, gosh, no. No, you finish it.
No, you get to say it. You're the special guest today.
Well, I don't know if I'm ready for this challenge
Yeah, okay,
yet.
all right, no worries.
Okay.
We don't want to throw that out there. We like to prognosticate about the box office that lie ahead.
Do we have a little thing
Well,
for
we
prognostic?
said it for a long time, and then Neil did it with the digital voice, so I was giving you a chance to say it out loud.
the
What would you like
Just
to-
try it. Try it.
Prognosticate.
Yay!
Love it. Love it. Look at that. It wasn't so hard, was it? I'm one of your hosts,
It
Frank
wasn't.
Moran. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie.
And hey, my name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D. Lane. That's Karidlane.
And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Box Office Breakdown panel, Amy Cassandra Martinez.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at AmyCassandra_TV. I am Amy Cassandra, and it is such an honor to be here with you guys. I told them that when I sat down, I was a little bit starstruck because it's so weird to be on this side with you guys as opposed to watching it, on the screen. It's slightly different.
That's
Yeah.
that makes me uncomfortable. Just do everything the opposite of me, and you'll go far.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
And as always, the man with the plan, the person that makes it sound so great and look so great during the course of the show, in the booth, Neil Plumley.
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
The freshly married Neil
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm a mister now.
Yeah.
That's right. There you go.
Who looked very sharp in his suit.
Yes.
Oh, I did. I'll be the first to admit it. That was the best day ever. But I am glad to be back here with you guys. You can find me on Twitter and actually anywhere at the Neil Plumley. That's TheNeilPlumley. Find me and let's chat about stuff.
And I think if you look, you might find, maybe one photo from the wedding day. You might be able to find one.
Maybe,
but it's, you blink and you miss it there on the social media. So,
It's,
I like them.
They're here, then they're gone.
My favorite was a couple photos where he gets to see his bride the first time. That was
look
cute.
at that. Yes.
Oh, it was instant waterfall. It
Aw.
was like the minute I turned around, I just couldn't even hold it together.
The part that I thought was so interesting is that she looks very far away from you right from the beginning of that. There's like
I know. I thought they were like...
so much potential for like potential pitfalls during that, like tripping, somebody kind of just running through the scene, something like that. But you guys pulled it off.
Yeah, it feels good.
Right now. Thank you. There you go. And as always, folks, you know what? You can like us on Facebook. Give us those 5 stars on iTunes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And as always,
You can-
Oh, yes.
Wait, go forward so you're getting a shot.
That's right.
More.
And if you're there, look at that. You can give us not just one thumb, but give us 2 thumbs. You can go there and give us multiple thumbs. Do as many thumbs as you can possibly get happening on that. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to put the chat up so you folks can hop in the chat.
Yes.
Share your thoughts about this weekend's box office. Share your thoughts about any movies that may have came out while we were on our little hiatus. We'll share some films that we saw over the hiatus as well. We'll get to know Amy. We'll talk about some movies. It's going to be so much fun.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so why even wait? Why don't we just get started?
Yes.
This weekend we had coming off number 1, The Hitman's Bodyguard. Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson came out from Lionsgate. It made $21.6 million. I felt like I was interested in wanting to check this out, and yet I heard the reviews for it are not very favorable.
I saw a longer and different version of the trailer when I saw Atomic Blonde, and I was more interested because they told you a little bit more of the plot than I was interested before. I like Ryan Reynolds, so I
Ooh.
watch any movie he's in.
Oh,
so.
Amy, a big Ryan Reynolds fan.
Yeah. I am.
Check.
Are you a shirtless Ryan Reynolds or just a Ryan Reynolds in general?
Just in general.
Yeah?
Yeah. Back in Definitely Maybe. Do you guys?
Oh,
yeah,
all right.
That's
Wow.
Yeah. Just Friends.
Hey, so more of the rom-com-y. Oh, okay.
But
Going
Deadpool, too.
All right.
What was the one he was in? I'll think of it as What's Your Number? I think it was...
With Anna Faris.
Yes.
I didn't see
Did
it.
you see that one?
I did not see
It
that one.
was actually really funny.
Yeah? I don't know. I feel like I like my Ryan Reynolds. Well, I don't know. I mean, he was good in Van Wilder, but I feel like,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Come on, 2 guys are going to pizza place.
Oh, that's right. Blade 3.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Well, actually, I thought he was much more fun to watch than Wesley Snipes was. That was,
Fair enough.
you feel like just Wesley Snipes was just checking out as you watched
Yeah.
that film. Oh, look at this, and we've got.
I like my. Sorry to cut in. I like my Ryan Reynolds in Just Friends. That opening scene gets me every single time.
Do you want to sing the song?
Wait,
And I
which one?
swear
Just Friends.
by the moon.
Oh, Just
and
Friends was
the
really good
stars.
too.
Look at
I'll
that.
be
Sarah
there.
Brock throws out there that Frank, you can't throw you can't do multiple thumbs on YouTube. Of course not, but just go through all our various back catalog and just throw a thumbs up on all of those.
Yeah, just make multiple accounts.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Sarah, if you
It's
really love
super
us,
easy. Just make a
that's what you
Gmail
do.
account.
I have more than one YouTube account, so
Oh, me
Actually,
too.
anytime you have a Gmail account, you automatically have a YouTube account too.
Oh, all right. Well, then why aren't you liking us off your other
I
account?
do.
Oh, okay.
I switch between.
That's commitment right there.
That's
Well,
right.
because my
Absolutely.
main ones I use, I have like a personal one that's like more random videos, and then one that's more like the professional one that's more put together videos.
Same here. Yeah.
Oh, and look at this. We got some familiar faces back there in the chat. Star
Yeah.
Drew, Albin, Sarah Brock, as I mentioned before. Look at this. It's like, just old friends
We
week.
missed you all.
That's right. Coming in number 2, we've got Annabelle Creation, coming out from Warner Brothers and New Line, $15.5 million. Dropped down 55.7% from the week before. Now, Amy, you've seen this film,
I have.
and did you enjoy it?
I did. I watched it today, earlier in the day, so it was
Whoop,
cheaper. It was nice.
Nice.
It's a little bit of a slow start, but the last act is the best. It ends not as strong as you'd hope for, but it certainly is worth the watch, because I know some people were a little bit hesitant about going and actually watching it. But if you like a little scare, go ahead and treat yourself to the movies. You will like it. I definitely do recommend it. It's worth it.
Did you see the first one?
Yes, it's Conjuring.
Is it better? Because I had someone say they like this one better than the first one.
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't, but I did appreciate the acting from everyone. The young girls in the cast, they were awesome. Good job, ladies. But yeah, I mean, it was nice. There were a few times where I did get really scared. My hands started getting clammy in movie theaters. So yeah, it's worth it. And especially because now it's starting to, even here in Southern California, it's starting to get a little bit chilly. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to think about Halloween.
Yes.
So all the
true.
scary
Dude,
movies.
July, I'm already like, is it Halloween yet?
Yeah. So it's a perfect way to start off the fall season, I
dig
would
it.
say. Yeah.
Now, since it's more the origin story for Annabelle.
Yeah.
Do you want to see origin stories for your monsters? Or rather, they just exist and that you're fine with that?
Well, it doesn't hurt. I say, especially because the girl that plays Annabelle is rather terrifying.
Okay.
So she does a really good job, and I mean, it gives you more backstory. And if you can get extra scares out of it, then yeah, I say go for it.
Maybe. It depends on how good of a backstory they give it, unless they're just like, this just happened. You're like, no, I want to know more information. Like, I think some backstory ones are a little weaker plot. They
Yeah.
just kind of like, oh, this is what happened. You're like, you sure? Or other ones where they really do in depth, and you're like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, I always feel like that with the
don't
origin stories, you really got to nail it.
Yes.
Because otherwise, if
Yes.
you stumble and fall, then you've really taken this like really cool entity that you created
Yeah.
and you've kind of diminished it
Yeah.
with a terrible origin. You're like,
Yes.
oh, that's it? Great.
Someone in the chat thinks you're cute.
Hi, thank you. You guys are so sweet.
Oh, look at that.
It's 90 out here in Chicago.
Oof.
Albin, what? I don't even know how hot it was here today. I've
It
been
was
in here
the
most of the
low 80s
True.
in the later afternoon, but it was cool. Like, you wanted a hoodie or at least something right before this.
It's definitely hotter in the studio
Yeah,
right
the
now.
studio's a little stuffy.
It's toasty.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, we're kind of running
'cause
sans
you're in here.
AC right now. That's right. She's just heating this room up.
Oh, shucks.
Absolutely.
It feels good here from the booth, Frank.
Thanks, Chili Willy. That's great. How dare you? Coming in at number 3 is a film that I'm curious about seeing, only because Daniel Craig, just his character performance in there just seems really kind of oddball from the little clips that I've seen here. From Steven Soderbergh, Logan Lucky made $8 million, a little over $8 million dollars this week.
And
I didn't know much about it, but I kept seeing billboards for it in London. And I was like, that looks cool. And then I'm like, well, the problem is I noticed over there, like the timeline of when things came out. I was like, wait, isn't this already out back home? Or is this like coming out later? So then I got a little confused of when movies were coming out.
True, certainly for a lot of international release dates. I mean, it's certainly gotten better now for a lot of the big tentpole pictures that they're all day and date release internationally. But a lot of them are smaller films are staggered throughout there. So yeah, I worked on a behind the scenes show, and so a lot of the stuff that we do for international was always a lot different for domestic. So we'd be doing 3 or 4 months later, then we'd be doing a film that had came out, during the summer. You're like, oh, all right, good deal. But that was kind of the process for that.
Channing Tatum is in Logan Lucky.
Yes.
So ladies, I haven't seen it yet, but I just got the movie pass.
There you go. Yeah.
So you can watch as many movies as you'd like. You only pay $10 a month, and it's a fantastic thing. I haven't used it yet. It hasn't come in the mail yet. But you can only watch one a day.
That's fine.
So that's okay. You can watch
Wink.
and then you have to actually go in person and buy the ticket. So I mean, there's a few downfalls, but let's get real. That's not that bad. So ladies, if you do like Channing Tatum, maybe we can all watch
Guessing
it.
you're a fan.
I am a fan
Are you
of Channing.
excited for Kingsman 2?
Oh,
Yeah.
I am jazzed for that one.
Yeah. I love movies. I would live at the movie theater if it was socially acceptable.
It is. Wait, maybe
Sure.
you need to lead the charge in that.
Oh, I
I'll
like
do
this. Alvin says, as people call him Channing Tate, yum.
I'm with you, Album. He's
That's right.
delicious.
That was good.
Ah.
There you go. And Sarah Brock, just ladies, I'm sure if Sky Patterson was here, he would be cool with Channing Tatum.
Like there's certain dudes though that regardless of which way you lean of what you prefer, you can still admire them as an impressive human being of,
No,
I like
for
that.
sure.
That is very true.
like I know plenty of guys like Ryan Reynolds, they'd be like, they're straight, but they're still like, I really like him, they'd watch it. Because there's also then there's the other way where it's like you'd want to be them, like, anyway.
Yeah.
But still, as much as I enjoy Channing Tatum, and not that I hated the movie's not that great, but Jupiter Ascending.
Oh, I liked it. Did you like Jupiter Ascending?
That
I
movie
haven't
was so bad.
No, it's so fun. Go watch
See,
it and
now
let me know.
I want to, okay. Jupiter
It's-
Ascending.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of cheesy sci-fi, but that's why it's awesome.
Well, cheesy
Kind
is
of.
always good.
If you're listening, I made a face at Neil through the camera.
I love dogs. I've always loved dogs. Blech.
Well, Eddie Redmayne, just like his kind of whisper threatening talk.
See, they like are, but you know what? I've seen some movies now that you like put down so much. I'm like, that was really good.
Really?
I saw Kong Skull Island on the plane flight back, and that was actually pretty cool.
I watched it while I was traveling. I watched it again on the plane, and
Was it better the second time?
It was better than when you kind of diminish the expectations for it.
Wow.
Like once you've seen it, and you're like, all right, it's not as good as I wanted it to be in my head, and then you just kind of can enjoy it for what it is right there.
I thought it was fun. I was a little bit tired. So if you guys don't know, I went abroad. I went to Germany, Norway, and London and Cardiff, so technically UK as well. And plane rides, you can be either really awake or really tired. And I did watch Kong on the way back when I was a little more tired, but that kept my interest, and I watched it, and I thought it was fun. Like good monster movie, or giant monster creature movie thing, and so. I recommend it. It's entertaining. It's definitely not real depth or anything like that, but fun action adventure. It's in the adventure category.
Yeah. I mean, there's still things that bugged me the first time I saw it. Still do the second time, but not to such an extent that it's like.
You wouldn't watch it.
Yes.
The way you say that makes me think. I was kind of annoyed with Samuel Jackson's characters. Like, I need to kill him, kill all my men, like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but I just didn't believe it.
Well, yeah.
Like on paper, I get yes, he killed your men, but I'm like, but you guys were stupid.
And
There's a lot of stupid, let's
Yeah.
go at the dangerous thing. And you're like, And then somebody made a complaint. They said on something they didn't like how the timeline worked in that movie of we have 24 hours, we have 3 hours. And I didn't really notice that, but I get it when somebody says it after the fact. I'm like, yeah, I guess they kind of were jumping around a little bit, but wasn't a problem.
Yeah, and I just felt like because a lot of it is they're trying to search for this missing man who also happens to have all the explosives that they need to as well. And that missing man, his story, I just felt like, what? It
Was a little weird.
Yes.
You go,
So, no spoilers for Amy. I know we won't spoil that. For her.
It's okay.
Did you see Kong?
Is it bad that I'm trying to remember if I did?
No.
Because I've seen plenty of Kong movies.
It's the one
It's-
Where he
with,
smashes
the
a bunch
army
of
people.
helicopters.
Yes.
Bryan Cranston.
No, that was Godzilla.
Oh, see.
Oh, there
See?
we go. Albin, Samuel Jackson was not believable as a bad guy in the movie, and I still liked it overall. I'm like, yeah, exactly. I didn't love his role, but I still liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming in number 4 is a film that I did check out during my little time away here. Dunkirk from Christopher Nolan. From Warner Brothers Films, another $6.7 million. Anybody else see Dunkirk?
No, but I love the trailers.
It's
I
beautifully
went
shot.
near there, technically.
Oh,
I
there
think
you
our
go.
boat, or I was on a cruise, and so I think we went by there.
I mean, I know there's not a lot of dialogue in the film, and it is a fractured kind of time storytelling in there.
Okay. Well, that's good to. Was that something people should know ahead of time, and that's easier to digest? Because there's some movies where, like, if you know it's out of order, it's a little easier to process.
Yeah, I guess hopefully,
Or
gosh,
is it-
I wouldn't spoil
okay.
for all you guys. But yeah, I mean, it's, it was an interesting thing when you kind of realize, like, oh, yeah, that's what they're doing with it? Oh, okay. Yeah, but it's, admittedly, I did not realize Tom Hardy's in the film, but I did not realize it was Tom Hardy until all the way to the very end of the film. So I'm like, oh, hey, that was Tom Hardy all along. Oh,
Is that
okay.
good on his part that he was so good? And
He was
like another person.
yeah, I mean, because he he plays a pilot, and so he's got the mask on and the helmet and that little their little leather helmet on.
Someone made a joke. It's another movie he has a mask on.
That's true. So it wasn't until the end, even though when he takes like the mask off to talk, I still maybe just because the hat was on him, I just didn't quite realize it. Oh, Albin has seen Dunkirk. There you go. I love Dunkirk. It's one of my top 5 favorite films of the year so far from Jonathan Peck. Yeah, it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't know if it's
Okay.
my favorite film, but no, I enjoyed it. It's certainly an interesting way of telling a film.
Got it.
So yeah, it wasn't. I felt like some people were complaining about the lack of character development because there's not a lot of dialogue in the film. But I feel like it's just for a kind of like a slice of that particular moment in time. That it was kind of well done.
Very cool.
Yeah, and the aerial shots are exquisite. My gosh. So best aerial dogfighting scenes that I've seen in a long time.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it. I just hadn't gone to it.
Oh, you're busy traveling around the world, Kari
But I
Lane.
saw a movie abroad, so.
Yeah, we were going to get into that because
could
she
talk
saw it.
about it.
We, Kari and I, even though we weren't talking, she would send me all these fantastic photos of places that she'd been and things that she'd
food.
eaten.
Oh,
Yes.
I love food.
Oh, well, you're going to fit right in.
You should check out his Instagram. He posts a lot of food posts. So that's why I was like, here, check out this awesome thing that I'm eating.
Yes, she ate like a champ overseas there. Rounding out, well, I actually accidentally put top 6 here because just getting back into the habit of things. But number 5 here is The Nut Job 2, Nutty by Nature, another $5.1 million. I feel like I really lost because I hadn't seen the Nut Job, the first one.
It's cute. Of that, like, kids animated that came out, there's like a few around that time. I felt it was not amazing, but not bad. I just thought it was weird that the second one came out because I feel like it had already come out. So then I was like, wait,
No.
this is the second. Or I think maybe it was delayed. That's the thing. Because I think there was I interviewed a voice actor from it. I forget right now which one. But I felt like the movie was already out. Like, wait, this was a while ago. But maybe they pushed back the release date or something.
Because it was so good. They wanted to save it to the end of summer.
The first one, and I think this one has it. They have a pug, and that won me over.
Aww.
The pug, this cute pug.
All right.
See,
there you go.
I feel like they missed a golden opportunity to name it the Nuttier Job.
Ooh.
You know,
Ah,
too.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's true. As opposed to Nutty by Nature.
Yeah.
Not because I hate you. No? All right.
No. Maybe the next one.
That's true. So that was our top 5. I mean, just for those of you keeping track at home, number 6 was the Emoji Movie, which I had no desire in seeing. Amy?
No, I can't even bear to watch or to look at the billboards with the poo on it. I'm just
Just knowing that it's
no.
voiced by Patrick Stewart, Sir Patrick.
That
Stewart,
is
I should say.
awesome. Patrick Stewart, that's awesome, but it's poo. Ew.
Yeah, I don't really have any interest. I'm like, no.
All right. For our international numbers, though, Universal Pictures crossed the $3 billion mark at the international box office on Friday, marking the second time in the studio's 105-year history that it's reached this milestone. And Wonder Woman crossed the $800 million mark globally for Warner Brothers. So I feel like I doubt we're going to see Justice League do those kind of numbers.
Oh, yeah. I doubt it.
Yeah, so I've seen Wonder Woman, and I liked it. There were a few issues with it that just felt a little bit discombobulated. But I was actually kind of a PA for one of their press junkets that they did here in LA. So I saw Gal and I saw Chris Pine. Gal Gadot.
Did you faint?
Well, at first I saw her and I thought, oh my gosh, it's a Wonder Woman. That's so exciting. But yeah, I mean, funny enough, that day they both had back injuries. So Gal couldn't sit. So she was doing all her interviews standing up. But they were great, super sweet people, and they were there for a long time and didn't complain. And yeah, so of course, like going into the movie, knowing that, I don't know, it was nice. Yeah.
Did all the reporters interview them? Did they also stand?
Yes, for Gal's interviews, and then when they had both of them, they did. Yeah, everyone stood up.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, it's not that easy because then you have to rearrange everything, and people are shorter, people are taller, but they made it work, and it was a nice experience too. And the way they had set everything up, I mean, all the PAs and producers and everyone with the press junkets, I mean, they did a fantastic job. Yeah.
Press junkets are an interesting thing. Especially, it's great if you're a big outlet because then you got plenty of time. But when you're in the smaller ones, and they give you 5, but it's really 3 because there's a lot of chit chat and technical stuff at the beginning. It's already by 2 questions in, you're already getting the rap. You're like, what?
I had 1 or 2 questions with an actor for Winona Earp at Comic-Con because they were wrapping it up. Because it always happens too if they were late, like anybody late to a press room. Then it starts late. Then they got to get to something else. And I'm like, okay, just get 1 question. And then you kind of throw in another one if you can. Like if it's short, it depends on how quick their answer is. But this awesome lady did a lot of editing for our Comic-Con videos too.
Yeah,
that's right.
That was fun. That's actually how I met you. Yeah.
So she's on a couple of my videos you would have seen on my Periscopes.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my gosh, really?
Well, yeah, because I was walking around. And
She's
I'm
a
like,
star.
I was in the zone. Those were very fun days, but they're a little bit of a blur.
They were long. Yeah.
They were very long.
So I think we took our break before Comic-Con. So if you guys are tuning in and didn't know, I did a lot of coverage at Comic-Con. You can check that out on AfterBuzz, Popcorn Talk, and Black Hollywood Live. And she did lots of that editing as well. I don't even know which videos. There's so many. It's a blur.
I have no idea.
And then I didn't see this one.
Kari Lane and I did. Our paths did not cross.
No. I was like, come to this party. I'm too busy.
I was so busy, guys.
Hitting all the other parties.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hitting all those parties, buying way too much stuff that I really don't need.
Yeah.
But I did. So
yeah.
for some reason, I really got on that, like the Scotty Young kind of animated versions, or the kid versions of all the superheroes. So he's had like a statue run of those, and I bought way too many of those. So.
I was in press rooms all day.
Well,
which was like, darn, meet our actors and things.
Fine.
Someone has to do it.
Yeah.
That's true. Also, what's interesting too here as well internationally is that Paramount's Transformers: The Last Knight, which is a garbage movie, it is topped $600 million worldwide. I mean, it did terribly domestically, but I mean, certainly at those kind of numbers, at least it'd be curious to see where the Transformers franchise goes from here. Did you see Transformers: The Last Knight?
No, I didn't see that one. It was.
It's awful. It's just awful.
Wait,
Did you see the one before that?
You know, the last time I remember Transformers was when Shia LaBeouf was in
So you
them.
didn't see that one.
So those were nice back then.
Yeah. Well, the one after, it's not horrible, but the problem, it definitely makes you not ready to see the next one. I'm like,
Yeah, for sure. But they did break up the writer's room, so who knows what direction you're going to be taking. But we have John Cena in the new Bumblebee film taking place in the 80s. So there's that. Amy's already got her ticket.
John Cena.
Really?
Yes.
As an actor or a wrestler? Or both?
Both.
Really?
Both. Surprisingly enough, the first time I saw him acting in a movie was Sisters with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay.
And it's that one scene where Tina Fey asks him if he has any kids. And he says, I bet I do. Or probably. And I saw that and I was like, dang! Like, that's a cool line. And then after that, yeah, just wrestling and everything. I'm just like, you're pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay.
John Cena, I'm a
All right.
fan.
So we already know where Amy's going to be using her movie pass.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So much to see now.
That's true.
I have a list starting here, guys. Yeah.
And lastly, for internationally, the Despicable Me franchise has now inched past the Ice Age franchise to become the highest grossing animated film franchise of all time at the international box office.
Wow.
I like the Ice Age franchise. Well, I only think I saw the first. No, the first one was so fun.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
come on. Yes,
Yeah.
the first one was
No.
good.
Yeah,
Frank,
I'm pretty
it was.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, thank you, Neil.
3 against
No.
1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Frank,
No.
it was
Yeah.
fun.
Second
No.
It was
one.
fun, Frank.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
Ray
pretty sure I still
Romano
like the
and
second.
Dennis Leary. Blah. Okay.
I think I even saw it in like the third, but then I didn't see the one
Third.
after that. Oh, there's like 4 or 5.
There's like
and-
5.
yeah.
Oh, boy.
So that's when it's like no, but like definitely the first one so fun. Second one was still pretty good,
Yeah.
and I think the third I remember liking.
No, thank you.
The
No.
first
Didn't
one.
float your
No,
Yeah.
nope,
Yeah.
nope, nope. That or like Land Before Time. Nope, nope.
You like the-
Don't like the Land Before Time.
Take a pass. Maybe the fr-
Oh,
I'm
my
good, guys.
Not even the first one.
God,
and
I
then
can't even believe what I'm hearing right now. I'm aghast. I am in the booth, just beside myself, listening to these words.
No.
Albin understands where I'm coming
Oh,
from. The first
I
one was
like-
passable.
Yeah, Sarah Frank eats a lot of food, but is allergic to fun.
That's true. I do break out on hives
Oh,
at
snap.
fun things. Yep. I get all itchy and scratchy and very
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
Land Before Time, the first one's amazing, and then like I think even that one, the second, I remember, and
no.
then maybe even third, and then they
No.
made too many after that.
Childhood right there.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I'm dead inside, guys. I'm dead inside. Forget it.
Let's get the life defibrillators and bring them back.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this would be a time where I tell you about all the great films coming out next weekend that we're going to be able to chance to do the box office bet on. Amy, are you excited to be involved in a box office bet?
Yes, but I'm not that good with the numbers.
That's perfect. You're going to
So-
fit in
Practice.
just fine.
I'm really glad she's here.
Courtney,
for
how-
one.
Courtney, how can I not like The Land Before Time? Very easy. I could watch it and then they just go like this.
No.
That's how. That's
He's
how
shaking
easy
his
it is.
head if you guys are just listening. Yeah.
We've got 3 films. I feel like I want to discount All Saints only because that is a film that's coming up, but it's only at 800 theaters.
Ooh, yeah.
That's gonna be That's gonna be a rough one here. I feel like I want to just narrow it down to Birth of the Dragon and Leap. Birth of the Dragon there from kind of telling the story about Bruce Lee and his desire to be able to teach his way, his kind of martial arts philosophy. So his struggle and journey to be able to teach his way. And then Leap, an animated film from the Weinstein Company, opening up in 2,000 theaters and 1,500 for Birth of the Dragon. So I feel like those are the 2 I'm gonna consider
Sure.
for our box office bet. So go ahead and give that. Feel free to start chiming away in the chat.
Please.
Albin's excited about this weekend. What a crap fest for a weekend. Absolutely. This is like the dog days of late summer and beginning of fall. Oof. It's going to be
Just
rough.
means we gotta catch up on stuff.
Yeah. Let's fast forward a few weeks until we get to late September, early October.
Oh my gosh.
Amy's
I
excited.
know. The previews before Annabelle, some of them, it's just like, yes, I'm so excited.
Oh, all right. So in lieu of like looking back at somebody, a little box office rewind of somebody's performances that's starring in this week's upcoming films, I thought we'd do a little catch up with Kari about her trip and what she'd seen, and then we'll touch base with Amy to find out, let's get a sense of her style, her sensibilities when it comes to movies. So
Okay.
Amy's second. Just start
yeah.
thinking about like the films that you kind of enjoy.
Top
we'll come.
5.
Yes, we'll come to.
can
We'll
start
let you think for
thinking
the.
about it.
Yeah, you start
Of
thinking.
like life and every.
Top
just
5
go.
favorite movies.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
And no particular order.
Yeah,
don't
that's
worry.
right.
Okay.
Just, super easy. Just
Yeah.
your top 5.
Yeah.
Well,
And
we're
we-
giving her
yeah.
a minute. Well, because the problem is people are like, "What's your favorite movie?" And I hate that. I'm like, can I do like
Yeah.
a top 5? Because even top 3
That's
is
what
a
I
little.
tell. Yeah.
There you
yep.
go.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this list we will hold you to forever, so you can never discount it.
Never change it.
You can
okay.
adjust your list. Okay.
So, Kari Lane traveled the world
Yes,
during
love
our
it.
hiatus there. She did some Comic-Con, then she just jetted off.
yes.
You tell us about some of your adventures there.
Yeah. Fast forward a little bit. I did just rewatch Kingsman, which made me super excited, even more for the next one.
Yes.
Because my friend hadn't seen it. I'm like, we need to rewatch it. Because I'm like, you haven't seen Kingsman yet? And then she was so cute because there's something that happens in the first one. She's like, wait, no, huh? I'm like, did you see the trailer for a second one yet? Don't worry. And
Yeah.
then she watched it and then she goes, oh, okay. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about.
Which that excites me tremendously because if he hadn't been back, then I'd be like,
Yeah. So yes, I did. I flew to Germany and went to Hamburg and Berlin for a few days, and then went on a 10-day cruise to Norway, and then went to London for 6 days. and then Cardiff one day. And that's where I got my Doctor Who t-shirt from the Doctor Who experience.
Very cool.
It's so fun. If you get a chance, if you can go over there, or if you're going that way, definitely make the trip over to Doctor Who experience. It is a installation where they have props, costumes, like creature outfits from the show, either the actual ones or replicas, because either it's been damaged because they have some of the really old ones as well, or it's on loan so they don't have the real thing, but still they have a lot. Like there's this great setup where it's all the Doctor's outfits.
Oh, cool.
Like they have this long display, and I did like a panoramic photo with my phone, which phones are awesome of taking cameras, because I normally take lots of photos. I'll be posting these. I'll post stuff later, and but yeah, I just was happy to get all that in it. And then you do like an experience where you're helping the Doctor on like an adventure, which is really fun. And it's like a little cheesy, but that's why it was so much fun.
Which Doctor?
Capaldi.
Oh, cool.
And the idea is like the TARDIS gets attacked, which it's actually on this shirt. There's like these monsters attacking it, and you have to go find these crystals to help. I forget the. I don't remember right now, but you have to go through different areas, and so I got to help grab one of the crystals, and so you like get like people involved, and I mean generally it's like little kids too, but then I totally was like, I want to do it. I'm like, yes, me please.
Are you like? Is it?
You're
like...
walking through areas that are interactive and move. Like you get to go on the TARDIS, and like the floor moves a little bit, or like there's sounds. You wear like a necklace that is so you can travel with the TARDIS, and it like vibrates and lights up.
How accurate does the TARDIS set look compared to what you see in the show? Pretty spot on?
The one there is great, and then they actually have one of the sets there too. So they have set pieces, which is great. There's a lot of outside TARDISes, the outside of it. But the thing I was pushing on is it's not going to be there forever. It's like closing in the next few months, and then they're done. So either I had heard it was like the lease on the place is ending, and so they didn't renew it. So if anybody's a huge Doctor Who fan, you got to make your pilgrimage now.
Great, now you tell me, Kari.
I know, right? I know. Well, even the gift shop was starting to like thin out on what stuff they had.
Oh, really?
It's like the end of a run, so they're not resupplying. Oh, so I made sure to get any of the experience.
No, that's cool. I mean, I guess I wouldn't have wanted one, Kari.
Well, you didn't ask me.
You didn't tell me you were going. Dang it.
Damn. So, but either way, back in Norway, though, I had some free time. We definitely a lot of scenic stuff. Norway is absolutely gorgeous if you get a chance to go there. Very beautiful country, and a lot of spots where you can go up to like a high area and look out over the area. If that makes sense. There's a spot where I think it was 144 steps all the way up to the top, and then you've got to look out over the water and the town. Got to go in the fjords. And I rode one of they call them rib boats. So it's like the little boat that bounces around on the water, which is really fun. But in Norway, we had some free time. It's like, okay, let's go to a movie. And so I sent Frank some photos from that. And so they call it their like brand of theater is called the Kino, Kino. And this theater, let me tell you, it looked like a mansion on the outside. I'll probably do a post on Twitter. And you walk up and you're like, this is great. Go inside, lobby's huge. And did I send you the concession area photo? I think I did. Huge selection of food and candy. The popcorn is in like all pre-made and in like cupboards, see-through ones that you can pick out, grab your popcorn. And theaters are real nice. And in the theaters, it's assigned seats. They have free coffee and tea.
I was going to ask, do they have tea?
They have free coffee and tea in Norway. Well, in Norway.
What was the most unusual kind of snack item that you saw in Norway compared to what we have here?
I'm going to have to think about that.
Right.
Wait, I bought random energy drinks because if you guys follow me on Instagram, I do energy drinks. So if I found a new one, I bought a lot of them. But they had little candies in so there was the coffee and the tea and like napkins inside your own theater, totally free, which I was like, we don't do that here. I wish we did. And then they had like a little bin of candy that you could take that was chocolate with like flavor or whatever, and I was like, and there's free candy too? This is amazing.
Wow.
Now the even better part, so I'm leaving the theater and I'm just like, I saw Valerian, by the way, which I did enjoy. Frank's like, don't see it.
Don't see it.
It was so fun. If you're a fan of Luc Besson films, it's really good. It is definitely not up to the Fifth Element standard. Fifth Element's one of my favorites, so I'm like, no, but it's one of those, if you like his other movies, you'll like Valerian. It's fun, it's good adventure sci-fi, beautiful. I did watch it in English with Norwegian subtitles. And I have a question, though. You did see it, right?
No.
Because, there's the beginning of the movie where the aliens are talking, and it was subtitled in Norwegian. And I'm like, I don't know if they were saying anything that would have been subtitled in English.
Oh, interesting.
So I don't know if you guys are in the chat watching. So I'm like, I didn't even look it up later, but it was done. Even if it was, I understood the beginning of the movie without anybody talking. So like
Yeah.
something that I know what they were saying. So I thought that was kind of cool actually, because you understood what was happening without knowing what was being said. So I think that's good testament of filmmaking. And yeah, visually gorgeous. Some things in the story were a little bit like meh, and I wanted to like the main two characters more, and I didn't. And I don't really know why, but that was okay. It was one of those like, once you got past that point. So that was a great movie experience there. I saw Atomic Blonde, which I wish I could have seen that in Berlin, because that would have been funny because it's set in Berlin, but didn't. But it was so cool to watch it after I went to the places. I'm like, I went by Checkpoint Charlie. I went by the wall, and like we did the tour where they showed you where the like kind of no man's land was and how far it would be to cross that and everything. And so you're like, this is so cool.
I saw Dunkirk and Atomic Blonde on my trip as well, and I felt like I should like Atomic Blonde more, and I didn't.
I thought it was fun. No?
I felt like I wanted to like it more, and I just came away going like,
Did your expectations just go too high?
maybe. I mean, because when you think about it, it's like one of the directors from the first John Wick film. You've seen like the initial trailers, like, all right, this is going to be really cool. And then I was just like, it's fine.
I thought it was good. I was good with the violence because somebody didn't like how much like violence it had, but I believed her as a fighter. Unlike Salt, like I love Angelina Jolie as fighter movie stuff like Tomb Raider. I'm like, great, that body, I could believe you fighting. Salt, she's a skinny little twig that I'm like, I don't believe you could take down a adult male. But in Atomic Blonde, the way she fights, I go, oh yeah, I believe she could beat her adversaries. Yeah. Or she gets hurt, and you go, I believe that too.
Taking a lot of those ice baths there.
Yes. Oh, I just like cringe. One friend pointed out, and I was like, oh, that's a good point, is they really loved, and so film term for you folks, the diegetic and non-diegetic sound. So pretty much the sound the characters hear to what we hear switches very well within the movie. Like it'll be the soundtrack, and then it'll go to a radio. So that means that's like the switch. And I thought that movie did an amazing job of that. Like soundtrack was so good. Sorry, we're all looking at the chat.
Yeah, I agree with that. Alvin
like,
and Zaya, so they agree with me. Yes, Sorry.
Alvin said too involved for the type of movie it was. Okay, yeah. I thought it was fun. Sky says Atomic Blonde should have been better, script issues. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was cool. I also, way back when, or a movie from, I finally saw Hidden Figures, which I did enjoy that a lot. I saw that in the plane on the way out. So that was very fun. I think that was all the movies I saw. I started Magnificent Seven and I got too tired.
Yes, I still have to watch that too. Speaking of films, though, that we like,
yes.
Amy, we tasked you with to kind of get an idea of like where your movie tastes lie. Just to task you with your top five.
Top five.
Yeah. Okay. So first, these change pretty frequently. My top two do not.
Ooh, all right.
Okay.
Have a permanent lock on your heart.
So there is a five. Your five is in order.
Kind of.
I can't do that. I'm impressed.
Kind of. Because here's the thing. I love really all kinds of movies.
Okay.
Scary, sci-fi, romantic comedies, just everything. So it just depends on the mood I'm feeling, you know?
Okay.
But, okay, so here it goes. One Fine Day.
Okay.
Have you guys...
Was that George Clooney and,
Yes.
and Michelle Pfeiffer?
Yeah, here's the thing. I have a lot of memories attached to certain movies, and once those memories are locked in there, it's just like, it's home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I remember waking up as a kid, I have flat feet, so I used to have horrible pains on, like, the top of my foot, and I'd wake up with awful pains, and my mom would always just, like, put icy hot, whatever, I don't know, some mom magical stuff, and we'd watch One Fine Day because for some freaking reason it would always be on TV. So One Fine Day was it. Like, that was my go-to movie. So when I feel sick or I just don't feel good, I watch One Fine Day. Definitely worth a watch, guys. If you've never heard of it, it's amazing. Mae Whitman is actually a little kid in it. Mae Whitman is Parenthood. She also was in Gilmore Girls. Yeah. And she showed up a little bit in Gilmore Girls.
And she's also in Cloverfield.
Cloverfield
Lane.
She's amazing. I actually met her once in person. I took a picture.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did you tell her about One Fine Day?
No, it was so fast. She's like, oh, picture. Oh, okay. No,
One Fine Day makes my feet feel better.
I should have said that. Next, When Harry Met Sally.
Ah, okay.
Big-
That's a good solid film.
Yeah, I'm a huge rom-com fan.
Okay.
Just love them. Love Meg Ryan, Billy Crystal. His voice just makes me feel at home just because of Monsters Inc. and just yeah. Next, I actually didn't write it down, but You've Got Mail. So it's
That
the
is a
top
cute
3.
one.
Wow.
You've Got Mail because
Who do you like better with Meg Ryan, Tom Hanks or Billy Crystal?
Tom Hanks.
I'm with
But
you.
That was a quick answer.
Yeah, I love Tom Hanks. So Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep are up there for me. Like huge fans of them. They're just freaking talented, and I'm just But yeah, You've Got Mail is amazing. It's just one of my go-tos for sure.
What about Sleepless in Seattle?
Sleepless in Seattle is really nice. Not as good, but it certainly is up there too.
Okay.
What do you think is it about the two of those films that make You Got Mail stand out?
Yeah.
Sleepless in Seattle is great if you want to watch a movie that moves kind of slowly.
That's what I like. Bore me for a while.
No, it's sweet. Like, it's a September night when it's a little bit chilly outside and you're having some coffee and you want to chill out. That's the best time to watch Sleepless in Seattle. If you want
Very specific. I like it.
yeah, in September, it just so happens to be next month. So,
There you go.
Hey,
Albin, get ready. Start putting on Sleepless in Seattle. I know you're not excited about this current film slate.
oh my gosh, guys! When Harry Met Sally. Oh, Sarah Brock said, "When Harry Met Sally is my all-time favorite movie." And You've Got Mail.
And
Yes.
Sky Patterson agrees with you too.
You've Got Mail. Yes.
Shots.
Yes, you guys. You've got mails. Yes, guys. Thank you. Okay, next I'm gonna change things up. So those are 3.
Okay.
Oh shoot, I put 6. Okay.
That's
That's
fine.
fine.
No worries.
Okay, cool.
Jinxies.
Zootopia.
Oh, all right.
There is so much. Okay, this is gonna sound really ridiculous what I'm about to say, but I identify so freaking much with Judy Hopps.
You
I-
came from a small little
character
town.
to identify.
In a way, yeah. So I'm
Parents are
originally.
farmers.
Well, no, not that part. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, and it is a rather large city, but I always knew growing up that I wasn't meant to stay there. And I'm obsessed with big cities like New York. I actually never thought I'd move here to LA, but I love this city. Like, I love big, crazy, loud cities with lots of energy. And I mean, growing up, my mom was super supportive, but other people along the way, like my friends, because wanting to work in this industry is not a super normal thing, and people are like, really? You really want to do that? So it was always
Did
kind
they
of...
make that face?
Yeah. At least that's how I have it in my memories. So it was always rather weird, telling them, like, yeah, I want to work in this industry. So not to prove them wrong, but to move out here and do this is just like, yeah. So Judy Hopps, hi. And then I'm also really short. So Judy Hopps is my homegirl. I love Harry Potter movies, like all of them. So that's just kind of a little bundle.
Getcha.
Yeah, just all the Harry Potter ones. And I do really love birds.
Alfred Hitchcock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So now,
like-
which one of these are your top 2?
Well, it's not in the top 3.
Oh, so your top 3.
Yeah, so One Fine Day, When Harry Met Sally, and You've Got Mail.
Oh, boom.
Just
Gotcha.
yeah.
All
But
right.
I mean, I saw Spider-Man, Homecoming. Dang, that was a good movie.
Yes.
I would not. Yes. I've seen that
it's-
so many times.
Really?
Yeah, more so than like any other superhero film in a long time. It is like
Nice.
stuck with me.
So freaking good.
Yeah.
Oh crap, Guardians of the Galaxy too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my interest in
Wait,
movies
hold
is
on.
just
Was
very...
that T as in TOO or number 2?
both?
Cool.
Yeah,
I'll take
yeah. Yeah. If a movie makes me cry and makes me feel a lot of emotions, which I have a lot of emotions. What is that from Mean Girls? Like, I just have a lot of feelings. Then I consider it important because I'm not a crybaby, but I kind of am when it comes to really good movies.
Sure.
So, yeah, and I'm sure. I mean, there's some really good scary movies I've seen. The Visit is by far the creepiest one for me.
Okay.
Yeah, watch it. Just watch it. I don't want to say anything about it except that it just thinking about it too long gives me the creeps.
Visit.
Yeah, and I
Good old M. Night Shyamalan.
it's good. It's good. And I had my husband and I we binge watched kind of like a bunch of horror movies last October. And that I feel like I got a little bit numb to the like woo boo. You're scared. But The Visit still scared the crap out of me. So that's why that one's up there.
You've broken a lot of people's hearts by saying husband in there. I'm going to tell you that.
I'm sorry, guys.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Liz, we got a little.
They might have slid by. You got to point it out, dude.
Trust me, this crew here inside the chat room, ears like hawks.
Hey, real quick, guys. Here's a pro tip for finding out what your favorite movies are.
Okay.
There's a website called flickchart.com, and I am in no way affiliated with the website.
Okay.
But
But you were wearing a Flick Chart shirt earlier.
Yeah.
hush yourself, Frank.
Oh, sorry.
Compose yourself.
Yeah.
It puts one movie against another movie, just at random. So it could be like the Fellowship of the Ring versus like The Room. And you have to pick which one you think is better.
Okay.
But it also could be like the Fellowship of the Ring versus like You Got Mail. And then you have to figure out which one you like better. And it puts you through a gauntlet of these movies. And then it just keeps a record. It keeps track of all the movies that you think are better than other movies. So right now, I can tell you definitively what like my top 1,000 movies are ranked in order.
That's cool.
Because it keeps comparing movie to movie, and then it keeps putting them up on the list. It's a really cool website. I recommend checking it out. And if you do, maybe next time we can talk about our top fives.
Oh, all right. That sounds like a good idea.
I'm curious if it matches up with what you think your
It's
five
really,
are.
yeah, it's really interesting.
That sounds
So,
like a
for instance,
fun game.
That's true.
my number one movie, I can't get rid of it, is, and not that I want to, but is Star Wars A New Hope. And
Interesting.
I thought that was really interesting because I'm like, I wouldn't really think that would be my favorite movie, but I can't, whenever I rank it against something, it always beats it. So, that must be my favorite movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
I want to do
check that
this. I
website
want to do
out.
this before next week.
All
We're
right.
all going to
Okay.
do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes, Neil.
flickchart.com, and
Yes.
people in the chat, you check it out too. We can all get together and
Yes.
talk about our top fives.
Sweet.
We're getting ready to close to wrap up, so we're going to rapid fire what we think next week's top five is going to look at. As I mentioned, we've got Birth of the Dragon and Leap entering into the fray. Again, 1,500 screens for Birth of the Dragon and 2,000 screens for Leap. Do we think that any of those are going to dethrone our current top five? Our lowest being The Nutjob 2 at a little over $5 million.
Sure.
Sure?
Sure,
What do you
one
think's
of
got a
the-
shot?
Birth of the Dragon maybe might kick out Nut Job too.
Oof.
I feel, even though Leap hasn't had, I don't know how well their advertising has been, but I remember seeing posters for it and I saw the end of an ad. Animated kids movies do well.
Yeah, but not everyone.
That's true.
Not everyone.
Nutjob.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Ken Jack says Leap, Hitman. What? You put Leap first. Okay, I'm
Come on.
I'm not reading the rest of it.
No. I'm going to just say I feel like this top five is going to be pretty much similar. I'll throw it because I like the Bruce Lee film and I like the story that it's going to be telling. I'm going to
Sure.
throw that in as number 5. Knocking
Yeah.
off Nut Job.
Yeah.
And then stay the same.
Yeah.
I think I agree. I don't feel it's going to change much at all. Yeah. I'll
Amy?
agree.
Yeah. No, I think what you said.
All right. Look at this. Amy's already, doing it right just by agreeing with
Yeah.
me. That's right.
Unless Neil has any
Yeah, Neil?
counter.
Nah, I mean,
Yeah, we're all like,
yeah, that's pretty much what's going to happen, I think.
All right. So then I'm assuming that, let's see, only
They were
4
all
votes so
voting for
far.
Leap.
They're all voting for Leap?
Yeah.
Oh, guys. Oh, man. All right. Looks like we're doing Leap, everybody.
But we all think it's not going to make it.
No,
so-
we don't think it's going to make the top 5, which right now currently stands a little over $5
Oh,
million.
yeah. Yeah, okay.
So Leap, animated film from the Weinstein Company, 2,000 screens. We're now going to do our box office bet. And of course, if you've been away with us while we've gone on hiatus or you just new joining, the way the box office bet works is that we're all going to take a film voted by you in the chat room, and we're all going to guess what the opening box office weekend gross is going to be. The person that gets closest to that is the prognosticator of prognosticators. They get bragging rights for the week. The person that's farthest away will have to go see this film and tell us all about it. Oh, boy. All right. So, again, as we think that's not even going to crack the top 5, it was just only at 5 million. All right. So we'll all enter on our handy-dandy calculators what we think this total is going to be.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You can
Sorry.
either write it down or put it on your
Oh, yes, whatever you think.
Ooh.
You actually have paper.
Okay.
Because then that way, because someone pointed out that we can't change our answers, and we all just hold up the answers. So for people who are listening, we all type this on their phones or paper, and then show it all up at the same time so nobody can adjust answers. We used to do a little more Price is Right style and go down the line, which people are like, "That's not how you do." I'm like, "That's how you play Price is Right. You can jump your number. You can change your number later."
Oh man, this is okay. All right.
Whoa.
All right.
I don't.
What? People are saying 10 and 15. Okay, you guys are just being funny.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Courtney, 15. It's all right. We should say our numbers before we see it more.
$15 million for Leap. Oh boy.
You ready? I got a number.
Neil, are you ready to go, sir?
I'm all set, buddy.
All right, Neil, what do you have there in the nice air-conditioned engineering booth?
I'm relaxed and calm and I'm very comfortable here, Frank. And I don't know what they're saying about 15, but I was thinking more like 6.
Ooh, all right. Okay. All right. Amy, Kari?
2 million.
2 million.
Oh.
Wow. I went 4.7. 4.8.
4.8,
Ah,
all right.
4.875.
You
All
can
right.
write 4.8 next time. I like she put all the zeros. I'm all 2. All right. Emmanuel agrees closer to me, like 3. All right.
All right. This will be interesting. All right. It's been a while since we've had an extra person here to kind of switch up the dynamic of this. This is exciting.
Our numbers are all over the place.
Yes.
Yep. I'm gonna write that down.
So, yes. So, Kari Lane going in at a low 2, Neil at a high 6, myself at 4.7, and Amy at 4.875. Now, of course, Neil, you're going to be gone for 2 weeks on your honeymoon. So, if you lose, we're expecting you to take time out of your honeymoon to go and see this film.
Oh, my, that's Scout's honor, Frank.
We
Definitely
can't see it.
gonna do it.
I like Ken Jack. You guys are underestimating. I don't know.
Okay.
We've had some where we went so high. And it was like, nope.
No. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of Box Office Breakdown. Things are changing. We've got, Amy here. Things are going to be changing even more the next few weeks, too, as well. We're going to keep you up to date.
Stay tuned.
Yes. It's going to be exciting here. But as always, folks, thanks for joining us there in the chat. So great to have you back. We've missed you probably way more than you've missed us. I'm sure you've missed Kari tremendously. Amy, you just met her and you already miss
Hi.
her. Me, I know you didn't care about it at all, and that's fine. But as always, folks, you can like us on Facebook. Give us those 5 stars on iTunes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And despite what Sarah Brock says, you know what? Just give us as many thumbs up as you humanly possibly can. And if you want to continue the conversation with us even after the show's over, Amy, where can they find you?
On Twitter and Instagram at AmyCassandra_TV and AmyCassandra.com.
Awesome. And you guys can find me online at Kari D. Lane. That's KariDlane. And stay tuned because I took a bunch of videos while I was abroad. I'll be posting those. They're all like kind of mini travel excursion video things.
Ooh, how exciting. And Neil Plumley, how about yourself?
You can find me on everywhere on the internet at the Neil Plumley, TheNeilPlumley. And people noticed it in the chat, and they're right. I still do need to see a couple of movies, Girls Trip and War for the Planet of the Apes. I still have to watch those because of the box office bet. I promise I will soon if I can. It's just, I'm sure you guys understand. It's been crazy for me, but I'm really trying.
I will tell you, I never sweated it out more than the girls' trip weekend results. It was a squeaker. I was so glad. I was so scared I was going to have to go see that film. But ladies and gentlemen, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you so choose. I'm not going to force you to do anything you don't want to do. At Happy Go Jackie. Until next weekend, folks, we'll see you back here for another hot episode of Box Office Breakdown right here on Popcorn Talk.
See ya.
Bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.